Hi everybody, today I'm going to make cinnamon rolls, but I'm not going to do it in my mixer because I want to do it by hand, and my mixer is right now just being used for other stuff. So, the recipe calls for 2¼ teaspoons of active dry yeast, 1 cup of warm milk, half a cup of white sugar, 1/3 cup of margarine or unsalted butter. I'm using salted, but that's because I like it. 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, 4 cups of flour. And then the filling will be 1 cup of brown sugar, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/3 cup of margarine or butter, and then the cream cheese icing, which I might make later on. I don't know if I'll make it. Usually I just do cinnamon rolls and not do the icing on top. 6 tablespoons of butter or margarine or unsalted butter, 1½ cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup cream cheese, ½ teaspoon of vanilla, and an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. If I use the butter, I just don't add the salt. And in here, I still add the salt because it's not really that salty, our butter. Here in Canada, this is our butter. Okay, big, huge 1 pound block. We can get in sticks like you get in the States, but it costs literally twice as much. I don't understand why. But here you can see our butter is measured so we can cut pieces off. So 1/4 cup measures or 1/3 cup measures. So today, and it's pretty accurate. So today I'm going to cut at the 1/3 cup measure. There's 1, and then I'm doing it also for the second one. And then I'm going to melt that in the microwave. This is my milk. It's still too hot. I just put it in the microwave to warm up. So I'm just going to melt my butter a bit. And here is my yeast. I get this at Food Basics, and it's about $4.30 for a pound of yeast. No, 2 pounds of yeast. And I bought this. This literally expired. It's been in my fridge for the whole time. In 2013. So I haven't been making as much bread as I used to, or rolls. But so just because it's expired, if you kept it in the fridge, it lasts almost indefinitely. Even if it's in the cupboard, you just test it. So you proof your yeast. I always keep a teaspoon measure, because usually for bread it's 2 teaspoons. So I just keep it in the bag. So, but this calls for 2¼1, 2, and if it's close to half, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna let that proof. Stir. And then I microwaved the butter, these both at the same time. For 20 seconds it melted more, but that's fine. And then I'm going to measure 4 cups of flour. Well, that's 1/2 cup, and let's call that a cup. I need both hands. So there's 4 cups of flour. 1/2 cup of sugar, and then the salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, that was 1/2. And 2. And you can see the yeast is proofing. It's not quite ready yet. And so this, I just make sure it's well mixed. So lumps of sugar or salt. And then I do my eggs. 2 eggs. Mix that in. And then our yeasty milk. And we mix this all together. Soon I'll be using my hands to mix it because I'm finding I mix better with it. But I want to get all the wet stuff to be doughy first. So here's the dough. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil for the bowl and roll this oil all over the bowl and the dough in the oil so that as it rises, because now it just needs to rise, it will get covered in the oil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cover this with a tea towel and put it in my oven. I turned on my oven a little bit and I turned it off so it's warm because my house is only about 17, 18 degrees Celsius, as that's how we like it. So it's not really warm for it to be rising well. So I always just put it in the oven. Actually, I'm just going to put a pot lid over it and put it in the oven to rise for about an hour. See you back then. As you can see, the dough rose and doubled in size. We're going to roll that out in a second. Now, here is the butter, and then we have a cup of brown sugar. And calls for 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm just going to shake it in here. Get this one empty. Another one. See how There, it's nicely mixed. I'm putting some flour. I have this mat that I could put on the barbecue or on a cookie sheet, kind of like a slip mat. I'm going to try and just roll the dough on it so that it'll be easier to also roll and stuff. I'm taking the dough, putting it there. And then I get my ironing pin. I mean, not ironing pin, rolling pin. There we go. I can take my rolling pin and try and make a large rectangle. Want it as even and as long as possible and as wide, because the wider it is, about the same too. You want really thick in one area, that is another. If the dough was sticking to the rolling pin, I would put flour on it, but the oil from the bowl, I think, is enough to keep the dough from sticking. There we go. Now I'm going to put the cinnamon, brown sugar, butter mixture on. Sometimes it's easier just to make a brown sugar and butter mixture and then sprinkle the cinnamon to make it more even, but depends on my mood of how I do it. But you want a nice thin layer over the whole thing. So I think that my house cooled down a bit. Well, cooled the butter from completely melted to spreadable. That just makes it a bit harder to spread a bit. There we go. Now we will roll it as tight as possible and then cut it. There we go. So now I'm going to cut it. Cutting about 1 inch thick. The ones on the ends won't be as cinnamony because there's less rolls and they'll be smaller diameter. Like that compared to that. Alright, knocked it over. And here is the rolls. Those are the little end pieces. It's in a grease pan. These ones I just put on the black sheet like slip that, and I'm going to cover them. I'm just going to put them in a warm oven. I turned on the oven and I turned it off so it can rise for another 30 minutes. And then we will bake it and see how the little ones all spread out. And here's all the large ones. So, oven is preheating to 350, and then I will be baking it for, what does it say? 20 minutes, I think. Yep, 20 minutes. There we go. I don't think, I might make the icing. And here's some butter and cream cheese, so about 6 tablespoons of butter and a 1/4 cup of cream cheese and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. As you can tell, I measured it really well. And 1.5 cups of icing sugar. And then we mix that up. And here's the icing. Next time I'll get my electric mixer out so there's not much lumps, but I don't really care. It's still going to taste yummy on the cinnamon rolls. Because it's just gonna melt on them anyways. This one has icing. These ones just came out of the oven, so these ones will probably melt a bit more. It's really hard to do one-handed. There we go. Yummy icing drizzled cinnamon rolls. Now it's all iced. Now I can lick the spoon. Lumpy or not, it still tastes good. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Bye, friends.